And then along came Tom. Boy, was he a challenge. Why? He was, and still is, an exact duplicate of Judy's father, Archie. Anyone who knew Archie would know what I mean. It also meant that we needed a bigger house, and boy, did we search and search and had 2 realtors looking. I wanted a view and a pool. Judy wanted 2 stories and a great kitchen. We finally found what we wanted, and we could afford it, so say hello to Woodland Hills. We're still in the same house and had to add another bedroom because along came Shaney. We finally got a wonderful little girl 8 years later, and we love them all. Now, we joined a little temple, a new little temple in this end of the valley, and what an experience that has been for over 35 years. Judy was on the board of directors for about 10 years. She was also editor of the Voice of Aliyah for a couple of years. That's our monthly publication. Before computers, that was a chore, not only for her, but our whole family used to work on it. One of her greatest accomplishments was being in the very first B'nai Mitzvah class in Temple Aliyah for adults. For those of you who don't know, B'nai Mitzvah is a plural of Bar Mitzvah or Bat Mitzvah. I didn't think she would stick it out, but she did. One thing that stands out about Judy is her tenacious qualities. She never quit. She never gave up. Let me say a few words about her life's work. Judy was an independent sales rep. She sold tchotchkes. To the few here who don't understand what that means cheap gift items. She worked mainly for 2 wonderful ladies who had a rep firm in the LA Mart for about 20-some years. They taught her the business and treated her great. They became family, and they're here today too. Judy also became an institution on her own. She became the, quote, fudge lady, unquote. She sold the ingredients that makes fudge in stores. Early on in her career, I had to convince her that she only had one body and 24 hours in a day. She still had a family and a home to take care of, and she could not run all over the place to take care of business too. So she cut down to only one account, Knott's Berry Farm. Are they here today? I don't know. Yeah? No? She became a regular there and was one of the family. Towards the end, I used to have to drive her there every Thursday because she couldn't drive that far anymore. It took up her whole day, but she loved it. Truly loved it. And they loved her. She was always straight, honest, true, and very creative. Knott's could always depend on her for many years, and so could everyone she dealt with. Now, there came a time when Judy had to slow down. She had rheumatoid arthritis for about 35 years. At first, it didn't bother her too much, but soon she had to take some heavy-duty drugs to maintain her schedule at home, family, and work. She refused to give up any one of them. She, little by little, had to slow down, and that bothered her greatly. Now, I have to mention also that for 30-some years, we also belonged to Havurah Yachad. For those, again, who don't understand, Havuras are an extended family of people within a temple. It was the longest, it is still the longest standing Havurah in the temple, and we used to do many fine things for the temple, fundraisers and shows, singing and dancing. We had a great time together. We considered ourselves the leadership Havurah. Then there was another wonderful group we belonged to, WETS, WETS. That stands for the Wine Evaluation and Tasting Society. This was also short-term, only about 28 or 30 years. We both enjoyed seriously learning about and drinking fine wines. Judy and I traveled throughout the entire state and the whole country as well. And we went on a trip to France, to Bordeaux, to Italy. The many other countries we visited were not to drink their wines, but to enjoy their countries and people and cultures. And we never visited Israel because Judy was always afraid of getting shot at. I know people that have visited there and have come back in one piece. We also enjoyed many fine cruises together and always had a fine time. Then came a time, sadly, Judy loved travel, excuse me. We went to New York every year, and she loved the Broadway shows. We went around the United States and 6 times to Hawaii as well. You have to love that. And we toured Europe and enjoyed France and Italy and Belgium and Spain and Portugal and you name it. We went every place that we really wanted to go. Italy was our favorite, however, and we always talked about that one. We also owned a house in the desert for about 11 years with our family. Our kids always went with us, and we always had a large bunch of people there. And don't forget all the dogs, too. You want chaos? We had it, and loved every minute of it. Here comes a tough one. And do you think the giving stops with death? Not with Judy. For years, she has said she wanted to give her body to science. She has. UCLA's David Geffen School of Medicine has accepted her body for their donor body program. Hopefully, medical science will learn from Judy now, too. In a way, this put a crimp on my plans, because on her gravestone I wanted to write, "She was only little on the outside." All in all, I was the most fortunate man in the world to have lived for 50 years with a woman who lit up every room she walked into. A woman who didn't have to be asked for help. She gave it without being asked. A woman who knew what to do and how to do it, and did it. She was a woman who had a charming sense of humor and never once complained about her illnesses. How lucky was I that fateful day at May Company Wilshire to have spotted that wonderful little girl and to have her by my side all this time. That is a cause for celebration. See you, just barely.
Harvey, a beautiful description. I want to thank you for sharing from your hearts. And even those wonderful words come short because words are imperfect. They define something that is undefinable, and that's the sense of greatness and grandeur that Judy brought to us. Steve Severin, if you'd come forward, you're going to be speaking on behalf of John, a longtime friend of the family.